We could have quiet in the media room, please. Can we have quiet in the media room, please? All right, we'll start it off with an opening statement for Coach, then questions for the student athletes, Brianna and Maddie, and then we'll open it up to questions for Coach. But Coach, opening statement, please.
Well, congratulations to Connecticut. Played a tremendous game from start to finish. Just came out ready to go and showed us, what Connecticut basketball is. But again, as I just said to our team, how proud I am of them and their effort in getting us here in the championship game and giving us a taste of what it's about and wanting to get back here for sure.
Questions for the athletes? Please raise your hand. We'll get the microphone over to you. We'll start right here in the front row.
And Brianna, can you talk a little bit about how tough it was to defend inside, that Connecticut looked like they were going inside for their baskets?
Yeah, I mean, they have obviously really a lot of size inside, so we were trying to, front, and then they would lob, but we were trying to stay behind, and then they would, get the ball in the post. So it was definitely tough. They definitely put up a really good fight, and especially with Nelson and Dota back, we had the two big guards, so it was definitely a tough battle inside.
I don't know if you've thought about it at this point, but is any feeling about that was your last game? Collegiate game?
No, I don't think we're done yet.
True. True. Bad question on my part. And Maddie, how tough were they physically defending you today?
Yeah, I mean, they're very physical. It's nothing like we've never seen, like that we haven't seen before. Just they have 5 players that are that physical, not just 1 or 2.
Question for both of the athletes. Talk a little bit about the environment here. I mean, this was loud and crazy. What was it like leading into it? Something that have you ever experienced anything like that? And if so, how long did it take to kind of maybe just get used to the environment and not think about it?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew going into it that there was going to be, a lot of UConn fans, and it was going to feel a bit like a home game for UConn. So we just kind of mentally prepared ourselves for that and knew that that was going to be the reality of the situation. But yeah, I think just moving forward, like obviously we're going to see them a lot more times or in the future. So just kind of, keeping our head and, staying within our own team and making sure we have each other's backs and we're not listening to the outside noise.
Tim here in the front row.
This one's for the both of you. I know that, there is going to be postseason basketball for you in a realistic way. It should not have to be the WNIT like last year. It should be an NCAA. And for you, knowing that, UConn's is really as good as it gets nationally, do you think you may have something to take away in terms of, for an NCAA tournament, wherever you go, knowing, does it give you a little bit of peace of mind knowing that whoever you go up against next in that first round, it's not going to be anywhere near as difficult or daunting going up against a team like that?
We'll start with Maddie first.
I mean, I guess a little bit, but you go into every game with the same mentality. You respect everyone, fear no one. And, I think that's just the mentality we'll have in hopefully the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You can't go into any game from this point on thinking that you're just going to roll over a team because everyone's playing for the same spot. Everyone wants, a spot in the national championship game. So you can't, underestimate anyone at this point.
Anything further for the athletes? Raise your hand and we'll get the microphone over to you. One over here in the corner, front row.
Sorry, just came in, so if you answered this, I apologize. But can you talk about what the biggest difference was between the last time you played them? Obviously, they have more players back, but especially defensively, what was the biggest difference?
Is that for both?
Yeah.
We'll start with Brianna first.
Yeah, I think they were just a lot more prepared for, our offense. I feel like the first time we kind of caught them off guard with that, we were able to get more of our cuts, able to get into our offense a lot easier because, they were a little hesitant. They didn't know what we were going to do. But I feel like this time they were a lot more prepared for it. And, they kind of threw us off our rhythm from the beginning. So, yeah.
We made shots last time, and we didn't today. I mean, defensively, I don't know what we held them to, but it wasn't 90, it wasn't 100. So, you know, they score the ball, but we just didn't make shots today.
Any final questions for the athletes? Maddie, Brianna, thank you.
Thanks.
We'll open it up to questions for Coach. Again, please raise your hand. We'll get the microphone over to you. Make sure you get recognized by the table first. We'll do the first question here in the middle.
Denise, you knew we were going to have to score, to beat UConn. How much of those scoring droughts hurt, as you went through the first, second?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was from the start. Even just Lior, Lior's one of our top shooters, second leading scorer, and just missing early, and it just affected us from the jump. We realized the physicality was going to be a big factor, and Brianna mentioned being knocked off our mark a little bit with that, but I think Maddie did sum it up with, in games like this, you got to make shots and get stops. I thought we battled aggressively on the defensive end, but yeah, we weren't connected on the offensive end.
Tim, here in the front row.
Coach, and you bring up Maddie, and there were times, especially in the second half, where the offense looked like it was stalling, and Maddie just took it all on her shoulders and scored almost at will in tough situations. And then also that hustle play where Aaliyah had looked like she had a breakaway layup, and Maddie hustled all the way back,
Right.
swatted it out of bounds. What does that say about the tenacity and the will to win, even in a situation where you're getting beat by 20 plus?
Yeah, well, I think that's Maddie's greatest growth as a player. I mean, she is the Big East Player of the Year, so she's given it her all every possession of the game, and that's where we've gotten that from her. She's carried us in so many different areas of the game and situations, and she's a competitor. She's never going to let up. I mean, she's just battling from start to finish. Maddie just loves the game. Like, she loves being on the floor, so any chance she is out there, she's competing, and she showed that today. Didn't let up a minute.
Right here in the front, Mel.
Yeah, Mel.
On the no shots, how much of it was it just wasn't your night going down, and how much of it was they're showing you a whole different persona coming in, and probably
Yeah.
ramping the pressure up on
Yeah,
you?
they definitely ramped up the pressure, and I think just forcing us out of our natural position. We were starting the offense higher than we would have liked. Made some adjustments there, but even the second half, we went those stretches, we were getting some looks and just not capitalizing. So, of course, it works both ways, and shooting, it's contagious. So if you make some of those shots, whether it was early in the game or there, as I said, in the second half, I think you get into a little bit of a rhythm. It just didn't happen. It wasn't our night on the offensive end.
We'll go to the back row, or middle row, sorry, and then we'll come over back to the front.
You've talked about Hurley and her leadership all season. You're down 27, she dives out of bounds
Right.
to save the ball and get it back into Runyon. What does that say about her, and just say to the younger kids for her leadership?
Yeah, I said it. Brianna Hurley practiced every day, played every game as if it was her first time out on the floor, and just embracing that opportunity. Just that example is so important for our program. I mean, we have 5 freshmen, and I say it regularly. I want them to recognize that. You have this 6-year player, ACL injury, missed a year, who gives everything to this program, and there's nothing more rewarding as a coach to see that, and knowing that the future is bright because of the foundation. Not the foundation, I mean, it's she's been doing this, and many players before her, but what she has left at this time, it's a great example that I'll use for years to come, the players around her.
Front row on the left.
Coach, I know you said that the shots weren't going down. Just one opponent out of UConn's last 9 has scored over 50 points. Most of them have scored under 40 or under. What is the difference defensively in this team from the last time you saw them, and is it just a function of having more bodies to run in and out?
Yeah, I would think, you're able to, your rotation's a little deeper, so you can be more aggressive and get away. If you're physical and picking up some fouls, you have other players coming into the game quickly. So certainly, you're not, just with the 5 or 6 that I think they had a few weeks back. Now they're 9 deep, just going strong.
Coach, we have a question from media on Zoom. If you could make a message to the NCAA Selection Committee, what would you tell them about the quality of your team and their potential spot in the NCAA postseason?
Yeah, well, I think just looking at our resume, you look at it again from January on. Everyone talks about UConn missing out with Paige and others not in some games. And we played 6 games without the player of the year. And we go, 20, what do we have? 20 and wins straight with her, 18 and 22. So just really proud of the effort put forth. I think we did exactly what we needed to from that point on when we got her back and put us in the championship game with the player of the year in the Big East and one of the best in the nation.
Coach, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.